Welcome into Colts Talk, presented by PrizePicks. Billy Beebe back with you, talking more draft stuff. Well, undrafted, actually, free agents. We gave you all the names. Now it's time to give you our grades on how the Colts did assembling the post-draft group that they want to bring in, sign, and give a chance to make the roster. We'll, of course, get your guys' grades, my grades, individual player grades, plus the Colts added another undrafted free agent that we will discuss and get into along with the others. A reminder, the group that Chris Ballard has assembled post-2026 NFL Draft: Cameron Ball from Arkansas, Austin Brown, Wisconsin, Taj Chambers, the linebacker from Ole Miss, Anderson Castle, the running back from Duke. Yeah, Duke football, why not? More blue. E.J. Horton from Purdue, Nolan Rucci from Penn State, Lincoln Pear and Jordan Vaughn for the running back category here continued, and then a new name added with Raylen, Sharpe, and Wes Weeks, and the Colts now brought in Mitchell Melton, an edge from Virginia. That was a move that they made yesterday. So Mitchell Melton will be a guy we'll dive a little bit deeper into as we give his grade towards the end of the video. For me, the Indianapolis Colts are going to get a B+ for their undrafted free agent group. I think they hit some needs. I think they got a little bit of talent, a little bit of potential. Didn't necessarily blow me away with the guys that they brought in, but some of the talent they've got, I really feel good about. Thus, I give them a B+ on their undrafted free agents. My question for you, how was your draft week? Did you have fun? Whether it was, hey, round one, had to just sit back, relax, have some fun. Round two, day two, they got involved, and then the rest of the way for the Colts. Did you have a good time watching the draft? If so, like the video to let us know. All right, Cameron Ball is going to be the pride and joy of the draft class here for the undrafted free agent group here. Defensive lineman from Arkansas, and again, this was a guy mocked to go in about the 5th round for the NFL draft, so it feels like the Colts got a bit of a steal here, which is why I gave it an A. Needs to get a little bit extra on the lower body strength, hopefully collect a couple more stacks, but his ability to get after the quarterback, really, really impressive. A lot of pressures in his time in Arkansas. Thought he did great with that. And again, the initial read here is a little bit extra lower body strength is going to hopefully help bring him closer to getting after the quarterback a little bit more and actually collecting some sacks. Again, good with the pressures. Just want to see him bring it home with the sacks. Then we go to Austin Brown, who I gave a B+, the versatile safety defensive back. He's going to get an opportunity to possibly play multiple positions for the Colts. Yes, he has that safety ability. That's what he did in college. But I believe now he's going to get the chance to slide into nickel once they get a Kenny Moore deal done. Good physicality here. Really good physical player. He showed that at safety. The big thing here, and the reason it's not an A for me, got to get on the playmaking train, especially if you're going to play nickel, play the inside for the Colts. Need you to come away with either some interceptions, some more forced fumbles, or more just, clean hits that make the difference for the Colts. So we'll keep an eye on Brown there. And then Taj Chambers, B- here. B- here. Look, as far as UDFA grades go, I should note, you're not grading them compared to, Fernando Mendoza's an A and then Taj Chambers is a D+. That's not how it works. Situational, it's fit, it's college experience. That's kind of what we're grading off of. Not a huge fan of Taj Chambers. Doesn't seem like he stuck very well anywhere or any position in college. Was a wide receiver, then he was a corner, then he was a linebacker, and again, didn't even finish, I think, with an overly terrific 2025. So again, I'm being in the A's, B's usually in these categories, but for Taj Chambers, I'm going to go B-. Reminder, today's show is presented by PrizePicks. Look, you don't have the PrizePicks app, now's the time to grab it and get involved here, because on the PrizePicks app, it's the best place to win cash while watching sports. The basketball playoffs are red hot every single night. You got daily baseball games, day games, night games to get involved with. And we were joking around the office, and then a couple guys showed me, yeah, you can do golf and soccer on the PrizePicks app. So if you're like, man, I'm sick of the same old, why not try golf and soccer? I think that's fun there. But look, the lineups themselves, really easy to put together. I know that can be pretty intimidating sometimes when you want to try these apps, but you simply just pick more or less on these lineups, and then you lock it in. A few player stats, that's all you got to take a look at. And here, a fun one for some hoops tonight. Jalen Brown and Tyrese Maxey, that's their points combined. We went more on the 51.5. Jalen Brunson, field goals made. We went more on the 9.5. And then Victor Wembanyama, his points and rebounds combined, we went more on 39.5. Great lineup assembled by my guy, Aiden Parise, our producer here. You can follow him at CSAP. That's at CSAP. Or similar lineups from myself at Billy_BB. Yeah, what are you talking about? Follow me on PrizePicks, just like social media. Follow AP on PrizePicks, just like social media. It's a great new feature that they've got, and you can do the same with your friends. You follow them, they follow you, you copy your lineups, they copy your lineups, just like social media there. And, of course, I got a new user offer for you guys if you don't have the app. Download the PrizePicks app today with the link in the comments and the description. Use code HMA. What are you going to get? $50 in lineups after you just play your first $5 lineup. That's right. All you got to do is use code HMA, play your first $5 lineup, and you're going to get $50 in lineups. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. We begin with one of multiple running backs that the Colts snagged here in this portion. Anderson Castle, the running back from Duke. This is a short yardage specialist. I gave it a B. I do think the Colts need specialists like this, and maybe you can get a little bit extra from him. And again, this will be a guy that the running backs receivers are always super fun to watch in the preseason because you can kind of digest what they're doing a little bit easier than some of the defensive guys. But Castle, a little bit of a bruiser, short yardage specialist. That's red zone. That's 4th and 1, 3rd and 1. Give him the rock. Let him work. Again, Duke football is always like a step back for me in general, but they've been putting out some guys the past few years, so we'll see what Castle can do here. I gave him a B. E.J. Horton, the receiver from Purdue, gave it a B+ here. And I'll be honest, the receivers from this undrafted free agency class, none of them really wowed me, to be honest. Horton was the best of them, noted for a 5-catch, 70-yard game versus USC, multiple-time transfer. And I will note, though, every time he transferred, he got better, leading up to his time with Purdue playing Big Ten football. So, no, not a like stat poppy set there for his 2025 stats, but the least you could do while transferring multiple times is get better every single year. So that's why I gave Horton a B+ there. Why don't you give me a grade? How about it? The class, for the entire class. If you want to do individuals, go ahead. But the grade for the Colts undrafted free agency class in 2026, A, B, C, D, or F. This is our pinned comment, so let us know down below. High potential, high upside guy, Nolan Rucci, a former 5-star recruit, and yet didn't quite live up to that potential until his 5th year of college football. That's when he became a starter for, what was a disastrous Penn State team. But, Penn State nonetheless, right? They were set to have a big year. They made Rucci a starter on that offensive line. The big thing keeps noted by our Tom Downey here in the scouting report and by the Athletics' Dane Brugler, trouble with the anchoring a little bit on the offensive line. Other than that, really excited about his frame. The broadness of his size in general, I think, could be a difference maker and something you can take and turn into something in the NFL. Also an NFL heritage, his grandfather and father playing in the NFL. So we'll keep an eye on Nolan Rucci to possibly play. Also rumored that he got a pretty big bonus from the Colts to sign with them. So we'll keep an eye on that. Another running back for Indianapolis, Lincoln Pear, small school football, Texas State. B- on this one. Took him a long time to get to Texas State. He's a 6-year college football player. And, good stats in his final year. I'll give him his credit there. But again, not a guy that overly jumps out anything crazy to me. He'll be 25 when he's trying out for the Colts in the fall. So I think that's notable. But again, you need these bodies. You need these guys to get you through the preseason, the camps, drills, all that, and again, might pick up with another team. I'm not even saying the Colts are going to cut him, but for me, this is one of those lesser-known guys, and one of those guys I'm not as excited about, so a B- there. Now, a guy I am excited about, a bruiser, Jordan Vaughn, the running back from Abilene Christian. The frame at 6'3", 235, and again, the scouting report, everything you kind of read about this dude is physical running back when he has the ball in his hands. Actually was heavily scouted by the Cowboys for that reason, was really connected for the Cowboys. So I think it's a great thing the Colts came away with him as an undrafted free agent. And again, this running back room, they need names, and they need, the ability to do something special, do something different, right? We talk about with Vaughn, he's a bruiser. We talk about with Castle, he's a short yardage specialist. I don't maybe mind adding those two to the group you have. And then it's kind of like Jonathan Taylor, DJ Giddens are your 1-2, and then everybody else can be at least a little bit more situational or specialist for you on offense. Continuing with more wide receivers, Raylen Sharpe, who I think could get involved and try and make a difference for the Colts during his time trying to make the team in the slot. A little bit smaller on the 5'9" side of things, so you do figure he'll play that inside, try and learn from Josh Downs, try and take a little bit from Josh Downs. I gave him a B+. And then West Weeks. I have really high hopes for West Weeks just because of what he did in 2025. Waited his turn, earned his turn to be a starter for LSU. Thought had a solid season at linebacker for the Tigers, and now with the opportunity to possibly do a little bit on special teams, play a little bit of linebacker where we know the Colts are trying to improve. I gave it an A because I think this is a guy that legitimately could make your roster through special teams. And then one more A to finish things out for the Colts. Their final edition, they could still add somebody, but their latest edition in Mitchell Melton was at Ohio State. Torn ACLs in 21 and 22, 23 and 24, just trying to earn some time, get on the field. Couldn't necessarily do it. And then finally he said, you know what, I'm going to Virginia to get my chance to play. Really good, right? The 10 tackles for loss, awesome. 3 forced fumbles, just made the most of his opportunity to play. And I think the more he plays, the better he look, which is what has me excited about Mitchell Melton on the Colts. Also, fun fact, Buckeye Nation knows him well. When Ohio State lost to Michigan during the national title season, Melton was one of the people that called out Ryan Day in the locker room, told him he had to get better, fix this, fix that. End up transferring, but that should tell you what kind of leader he is, possibly could be for even this undrafted free agency class. So really excited about Mitchell Melton. Also, he'll know Caden Curry and JT Tuimoloau really well from that Ohio State connection as well. All right, talking more draft. And if you're a draft person, can't get enough of the draft content, the grades, the picks, all that, be sure to subscribe. We're not done yet. We'll get into more here on Colts Talk.